My name is Bobby Ross. I'm the creative and media director here at Foundations Church, and I'm a freelance videographer and photographer, and I'm also a musician. I think that being a performer and creating is a thing that God has put in us. It's the very first thing we hear that He does, is He hovers over the waters and He makes everything. And so we have the privilege as human beings to mimic God and to create and make things also. And I just love doing it. So I've played guitar since I was 13 years old. And I knew when I was 13 that I wanted to be a touring musician. I just knew it. All through high school, I focused on that. I would just practice for hours and hours and hours a day. And I went to college for it. And through all this time, I was playing in bands and I was touring in vans and doing everything I possibly could, or at least everything that I knew to do to become this person that I thought that I had to be. By the time I was 21 or 22, probably before that, it had become my identity. If I played really well and people loved it and I got a lot of applause and I knew that I did well, then I felt like I was a worthy person. But if I didn't, if I just whiffed it and did a horrible job, then I felt like I was worthless. And I went through this cycle forever. It wasn't until I started coming to Foundations Church that I started to get some sort of freedom, because of a very special day in which Pastor Justin came up and said, "Hey, could you make a video for us?" And this was a year and a half ago. I had never figured out how to use a camera. And so I just gave it a shot. And it became something that I just loved, because that same act of creation that I got from playing guitar, I got with a camera. Through all this, I was still struggling. I was still playing music, and my identity was still tied in how I performed. It had been about a year since I had picked up a guitar, and out of the blue, Matt Baird from the band Spoken called me. I'd heard Spoken since I was a kid. They toured around with all the bands that I loved that inspired me to become a musician in the first place. And he asked, "Hey, we're doing a Canada tour. It's going to be 12 days. It starts in a week. Can you learn the guitar parts and come?" And yes, of course, I'm gonna say yes. And I went to Canada, and I was in this tour package with Skillet. And Skillet is a big band. If you don't know who they are, they've been around a while, and they know how to pack out a venue. And it was a surreal, crazy experience for me, who had felt like a failed musician. It felt like everything had come full circle. Here I am, I'm actually doing this thing. I prayed in the van by myself before the show. I said, "God, thank you for giving me this. You have gotten me to the point now where I'm happy. I'm happy making art the way I'm doing it now. I actually like my life for the first time ever. I'm happy, I'm content, and I just want to be the same person when I get off the stage as I am now about to go on it." They're cheering and they're yelling and they're screaming, and we play it and we nail it and it's fine, and I get off the stage and I'm the same person I was. I put my guitar up, we got all of our stuff off the stage, and I went and I called my wife Victoria, and at this point I'm crying and I'm just saying, I nailed it and I'm the same person. It didn't own me anymore. Might feel like you're the kind of person who needs to have something in your life, that you need to perform well at a certain thing. It may be your career, like it was for me. It may be something that you define yourself by, but it's not big enough. Unless it's God, that isn't big enough to contain your identity. And being happy, being content is something that God had to do for me. Like, He had to bring me through failure after failure and turn me aside and give me something new, something that was difficult and that I was completely unfamiliar with, to finally get me to a place where I could let go of something that I thought I needed. The only thing that defines who I am is who God says that I am.